Warning, this product contains extreme nostalgia. Has your job got you down? Is adulting not as fun as you thought it would be? Do you want a way to recapture that happiness from when you were a kid? At Retrostalgia Box, you feel like a kid again. Comics, toys, and video games hand-curated from the past and straight to your door. Unbox happiness at retrostalgiabox.com. Once again, that's retrostalgiabox.com. Yeah! Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentleman, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentleman on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Federation. That's right, everybody. The WWF tour continues tonight as we make our way over to the Notre Dame Athletic and Convocation Center located in Notre Dame, Indiana, also known as South Bend, Indiana. It's actually Notre Dame, Indiana. It has its own zip code and everything, but everybody refers to it as South Bend. So obviously our venue is set for tonight, everybody. We are not going to be on any kind of television. Let's take a look at our absent workers, and it's nothing but what we expect, and those that are out on injury and getting ready still yet to make their debut. All right, Bobby Heenan is doing some protege work here with David Studemeyer, and David Studemeyer is a lucky man because that's a hell of a guy to get some protege work from. And here is Chief Jay Strongbow, and he's with his protege, Mario Mancini, who I've mentioned before has a really good podcast. Check it out if you get the chance. He's an excellent storyteller and an excellent orator. All right, let's take a look at our card for tonight, everybody, in our opener. Well, before I go that far, you'll see a couple asterisks, and those are either matches that were added to make an 8-match card, or those were matches that were edited because a competitor in the match was not available. So here we go, everybody. Besides that, this is all the real card. This is the real deal card that the WWF ran on this night and Saturday of June 1987, and it's the third week of June, I should say. All right, here comes our opener, everybody. Tiger Chung Lee against Tom Magee. The new Dream Team and the Rougeau brothers will continue their heated feud. Frenchy Martin is going to wrestle Brad Rheingans. Brad Rheingans is most likely on this card because he was a Midwest and Great Lakes guy. Lanny Poffo, God rest his soul, will battle Bam Bam Bigelow. God also rest his soul. The Outlaw, Ron Bass, who's also deceased, said, wow, I mean, as I'm reading this, wow, this is really sad. If you look at this, this just hit me. Check this out. Lanny Poffo and Bam Bam Bigelow are deceased. Ron Bass is deceased. Nikolai, Volkoff, and Junkyard Dog are deceased. Both the British Bulldogs are deceased. Jim the Animal Neidhart is deceased. Wow. Now, granted, this is, 36 years ago, but that's still tough to see. All right, so continuing on here, we're going to see the Outlaw Ron Bass against Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Nikolai Volkoff will be in singles action against the Junkyard Dog. The British Bulldogs will challenge the Hart Foundation for the World Tag Team title. And in our main event, everybody, and it is an explosive main event, Jake the Snake Roberts will challenge the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. Let's get to booking. Here we go. Lee versus Mega Man Tom Magee. And I'm sorry if my voice is a little rough. I had a late night last night. I got together with some friends that I don't get to see on a regular basis, and I stayed out way too late. I'll tell you how late I stayed out. I stayed out until usually 2 hours before I get up for work. That's how late I stayed out, and my voice is affected by it just slightly. All right, here we go. Here is the Mega Man, Tom Magee. And of course, we are trying to build up Tom Magee. So we are going to have Tom Magee get the victory here over the wily veteran Tiger Chung Lee. All right, up next, we have the new Dream Team. And they are facing none other than the Rougeau brothers. And I think very highly of the Rougeau brothers, as we've discussed before. Let's see who's due for the win here, everybody. And it looks like in the 6-man, the Rougeaus and Beefcake got the win the last time. Yeah, the new Dream Team is going to get the win here, everybody. And we are going to have Dino Bravo go over. So we have 3 French Canadians here. Although, do you really consider Dino Bravo a French Canadian? He's of Italian, 100% Italian descent. He just happened to grow up in Quebec and speak French. I don't think he qualifies. The Rougeaus are actually French. So we have 3 Canadians from Quebec in the match. How do you like that one? All right, there we go. Dino Bravo is going to get the win for his team by manager interference, and luscious Johnny V will play a part in that. Here we go. Frenchy Martin and Brad Rheingans, and they're going to go 12. And this is another legit French Canadian, though, in Frenchy Martin. And I'll tell you what, before I started doing these shows, I didn't know that Frenchy Martin was doing enhancement matches for the WWF all the way up until he became the manager of Dino Bravo. I didn't know that, but now I do. And what's really cool about doing this old stuff is I get to learn something new every day when I do it. Every podcast I listen to, every show online I listen to, I get to learn. Brad Rheingans is going to get the victory over Frenchy Martin. Frenchy Martin's going to do what Frenchy Martin does best, and that's lose. And here we go with Lanny Poffo against Bam Bam Bigelow. Here's the thing with Lanny Poffo, everybody. I've said before that he creeped me out, and he did legit creep me out, like even beyond a heel way. He was just, the way he talked and everything was kind of creepy. And somebody creeped me out one time when they said my voice reminded them of Lanny Poffo. I got really creeped out by that. Now, I would say the way we speak is probably similar because Lanny Poffo was born and raised in Downers Grove, Illinois. He wasn't born there. He was actually born in Calgary, but he was raised in Downers Grove, Illinois, which is just a couple towns over from where I was raised. So I could see if we pronounce words the same and have a similar dialect and stuff like that, but I don't think our voices sound alike. Anyway, going back to Lanny Poffo. Lanny Poffo, I think, well, first of all, he was bigger than his brother Randy Savage. You could tell that the guy, Lanny Poffo claims that he only did steroids a couple times. But if you watch his whole career, the guy's jacked. He's in great shape. So obviously he had Angelo Poffo's superior genetics. I don't think Lanny Poffo was better than Randy Savage in the ring because Randy Savage had that intensity and charisma that Lanny did not. But I do think that Lanny was a better athlete than Randy Savage. Some of you might get mad over that, but I thought about it long and hard, and I think it's pretty accurate. You watch Lanny's matches, even though he was doing mostly enhancement work, it was pretty impressive, everybody. Lanny could really go. Obviously, like I said, the Macho Man was light years ahead of Lanny because of his charisma and intensity and everything in the ring, but I think Lanny Poffo was a better natural athlete than his brother Randy. All right, here we go. Ron Bass versus Brutus Beefcake, and Beefer is going to get the win here. These two in real life would have a pretty nasty feud in 1988, and Ron Bass's attack on Brutus Beefcake kept him from getting the Intercontinental Heavyweight title shot at SummerSlam 88. I remember watching that on Primetime Wrestling as a kid, and they actually put like an X'd out censored thing, and all you could see was blood. It It was crazy. He took the spur right to the forehead of Brutus Beefcake. And Brutus Beefcake obviously was unable to compete in the show due to his injuries, and that was where the Ultimate Warrior upset the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. All right, here we go. Volkoff versus Junkyard Dog. They are going to go 16. These two have had a nice little feud going on here. Even though it is unofficial, Volkoff is quickly transitioning here to work with the Bolsheviks with none other than his partner, Boris Zhukov. So here we go. Nikolai Volkoff and Junkyard Dog. Yeah. Big dog fan as a kid. Huge dog fan. All right, Junkyard Dog got the win the last time, so we are going to have the heel get the win this time, and Nikolai Volkoff is going to win. He's going to do it via cheating, because that's what heels do, everybody. All right, here we're up here to the semi-main, the Bulldogs and the Harts. They are going to go 18, and you know that this is going to be an outstanding match. Here we go, the British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation. And the Harts will get the C at the end of their name to indicate that they are the World Tag Team Champions. And I don't even have to look this one up because I know the British Bulldogs got the win the last time. So we're going to have Jim Neidhart get the win this time. We're going to have some manager interference again to help the heel get the victory. All right, so we are going to end up with our main event here. These two are going to go 25. We're going to have Roberts versus Honky Tonk Man. And Honky Tonk Man is going to do what Honky Tonk Man does best, and that is lose, but he's going to lose by disqualification, and that way he does not lose his title. There is Honky, and I see the stupid antivirus acted up again, I should say. And the Intercontinental Heavyweight title is on the line. Jake the Snake Roberts is going to get the win. This one's going to be an epic. And we are going to have a disqualification finish. So the fans get sent home somewhat happy with the babyface getting the victory. All right, here we go. 135 minutes. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Great time for a house show. And we're ready to rock here, everybody. Tiger Chung Lee and Tom Magee get a whopping 36. I dare say that Tom Magee is starting to get over, everybody. Looks like we have a sellout here in the Athletic and Convocation Center. 9,149 people. Nice crowd. Get an 80 here for the new Dream Team against the Rougeau brothers. Excellent score. And Dino Bravo wins with that side suplex after the interference of Luscious Johnny V, who sadly is also deceased. And so is Dino Bravo. All right, not too many takeaways besides the Jacques Rougeau thing, and that's okay. All right, Frenchy Martin and Brad Rheingans. Brad Rheingans gets the win over the Frenchman here with his bridging cradle suplex, 85 and 46. And that 85 is because Brad Rheingans is over in the Great Lakes and Midwest regions. 56 overall for this one. And there's takeaways because people don't really know who these guys are. And that's all right. All right, Lanny Poffo and Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow gets the win with that power bomb, 73 and 55, nets us a 70. Good stuff. That's actually a good score. All right, Bass and Beefcake. How did I screw that one up? Bass and Beefcake. Bass outscores Beefcake, 71 to 70 here, and Beefer gets the win here, everybody, 74 overall. Good score. These two put on a pretty good match here. Up next, we have Volkoff and the Junkyard Dog. And Volkoff gets the win after interference from Slick. So he wins with the bear hug. So what I'm imagining is that the Slickster probably nailed Junkyard Dog with that cane, with that pimp cane he's got. And Junkyard Dog was knocked out. And Volkoff put him in the bear hug, and it looked like he had passed out. That's what I'm imagining the finish was. And I guarantee you that if this match really happened, if this really happened, which it really did, I don't know what the actual results were, that's exactly how they probably would have done it. Junkyard Dog is fatigued. What else is new? And here we go. The Bulldogs and the Harts put on an outstanding match here. 93 overall. Green equals money, everybody. Look no further than what you see here. Good stuff. Up next, a big main event here, mostly due to Jake Roberts. Look at that, a 96. Yes, I realize the stats are overpowered, but we also have that power of television, everybody. 93 overall, 96 and 77. Really good stuff. Let's see if the takeaways were this overwhelmed by manager BS and Honky Tonk Man was lacking psychology. Honky Tonk Man is the king of psychology. He would do nothing in the ring for 10 minutes before anybody even touched him and have the crowd in a fury. But regardless, we must move on here, everybody. So we are going to point out no popularity changes. We must have used up all our popularity changes already. Excuse me. All right, we have Jake the Snake Roberts. We're going to give him some dues here because he deserves it. And we are also going to point out Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid because they deserve it too. All right, great performance. Great performance. Great performance. We're going to make that speech. Jake Roberts is pleased. Davey Boy Smith is pleased. Dynamite Kid is pleased. And we are moving on. There he is, Big John Studd. He's going to be out for a while here, but eventually he'll make his return to the World Wrestling Federation. All right, tomorrow night, we have some event work going on here. And what events do we have going on here? Is it Nesson? It is Nesson. And we have some other stuff going on. Good stuff. Let's go back to the spreadsheet for a second. Back to the tour. All right, let's take a look here. Randy Savage had a loan to New Japan with our deal, remember? We have not used Tiger Mask in a while. We're going to have to. All right, Spotlight got 105,000 views. BS. And Superstars Wrestling got 4 million viewers. Good stuff. Lack of big names. Can't get much bigger names than that, everybody. All right, we're going to clear that one out. And let's take a quick look around the game world, see if anything catches our eye. NWA ran WCW, squash matches. This doesn't bother me when it's done like this because that is how it should be, is squash matches. Because that's how their show was. 68 overall, not very good. But they did run a live event. The Road Warriors over Graham and Dusty Rhodes. That makes sense to Florida guys. They retain the World Tag Team title. So Dusty Rhodes turned heel here. Nikita Koloff over Big Bubba Rogers. Garvin over Fernandez. This is a really good card. All right. What else do we got going on here? NWF, Rage in the Cage. DC Drake over Sergeant Slaughter. No relation, everybody. But I did add him to the game. He's 29 years old here. He's still around. I see stuff from him pop up on Facebook every once in a while. The Masked Executioners defeat Jules Strombo and Steve Simpson. Retain the tag team title. This is not a bad card at all. Not at all. Boy, these two got a similar look, huh? Not a bad card at all. There's Angie Minelli, who also works for us, getting in some work. Good stuff. Brittany Brown looks exactly like that one actress. I can't think of her name. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for us for this episode. We'll be back in action with the Z Channel show. We have a big Z Channel show, everybody. So I will make sure to get that rolling. That's the one in Los Angeles here. So heck yeah, we are ready for the Z Channel. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. For those of you looking for version 10 of the Supermod, you can find it on patreon.com/PowerCast Network. You can also find version 9 on braddrake.net. Check us out over on social media, facebook.com/group/1987 Supermod. You can also find us over on Reddit under the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. Don't forget, we're also on Discord under the channel under the channel 1987 Supermod. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.